Everybody, I'm Trudy, One Grounded Angel. This is the weekly angel card reading for the week of the 20th of June through to the 24th, 2016. Very exciting news. I have 100 subscribers. Yay. Thank you so much, guys. That's really cool. I'm doing this for you. So if people are subscribing, I'm guessing that means that you're getting something out of these readings and they're helpful to you. So that's really awesome for me to know because that's what I do it for. So thank you so much for all your support. I get messages from people saying that the reading is helpful, and that's really fantastic for me to hear. So, and that's why I'm doing it. Thank you so much for that. And we will start with Monday, the 20th of June. I've already... Oh, my card has jumped out already. So basically, before I start recording this, I go through and I cleanse the energy of the cards to make sure they're not holding on to energy from past readings. Then I tune in, I ask the angels to bless them and I ask for help for me in deciphering the messages and making sure I convey them to you clearly. So I've done all that, prepared the decks, and then I just shuffle. And then sometimes the card just jumps out as it did for Monday. So we've got Bethany, and it's about self-care, which is a message that we constantly need to be reminded of because we have a tendency to put ourselves last. And so the message is, when you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. So please take some time today to do something just for you. I think there's a misconception that doing that is selfish, but actually it's not. It's really important to put yourself first because you can't give to other people if you're not looking after yourself first. You can't give people love if you're not giving yourself love. You can't give what you don't have. So it's really important. It's not... you're not being selfish if you go and, say, get a massage or something today. Something like that, it's going to really nourish you. That's just sensible to do that, to look after yourself. You've only got this one body and this one life. Of course you want to look after it. And it's really important to support yourself physically, mentally and emotionally because, we're going through a lot of change and challenges, and you want to make sure you've got the best foundation to face those and to make good choices and to grow. So that is a lovely message to start the week with. Monday, now shuffling for Tuesday. Shield yourself. I've talked about shielding a lot. Basically, it's about protecting yourself from negative energy that's around you. So we're all meeting negative people, encountering them. We're all seeing terrifying news reports. So we're always we're always being exposed to things that are going to hurt us emotionally, and you're never going to be able to protect yourself, to remove yourself, I should say, from that completely. But you can certainly protect yourself so you're not taking that on board. Obviously, with Reiki, I'm treating people whose energy is in need of repair, and it would be very easy for me to take that on board myself, but that would hurt me and would mean I can't actually give to other people. So what I do is I have a few crystals that protect me, protect my auric field, and I also do shielding exercises as part of my daily meditation. So I think last time I put this card up, I said to people to email me if they wanted to know about that shielding exercise, but I might just post it on my Facebook page anyway to remind people. It's about asking Archangel Michael. This card deck I'm using is his own card deck, and he's in charge of courage and strength. So he's your spiritual bodyguard. I heard him described as that, and that's really a really great way to think of him protecting you. So you're not taking on board. Yes, you might be around people who are whinging. The sorts of people, oh, it's Monday, oh, it's raining, oh, all this, all that. They're just determined to be really miserable, and sometimes that's just your upbringing, but often it's a choice and sort of a victim mentality. But you don't have to take that on board just because you're around people like that. So, so what I do in my protective sort of shielding exercises is just about asking for a protective bubble to be around me, so I don't take those on board, and that negative vibes, lower energies just bounce off it and don't come near me. So even if you're not really invested in doing something like that, what you can take away from this card is to just be aware of where you're taking on board something that's not yours. If you're suddenly in a bad mood, where did that come from? Is that from someone else? Just ask yourself about that, where that's coming from. Just be aware of where you are taking on board other people's energies and challenge that. Say, do I really need to be in a bad mood today? Is my day really bad? Do I really need to? And sometimes, look, we do just have bad days. Everybody has that. But just be aware if you've taken on board somebody else's drama. So Wednesday, the 22nd of June. So I'm using the goddess deck here, which depicts goddesses from Celtic, Egyptian, all sorts of ancient traditions. It's a medicine woman, and it talks about how we heal people. Now, for some of you who are already light workers and healers, this is going to have a special and added kind of dimension of meaning for you, and that's about encouraging you to continue with that journey and not to doubt, even if you might feel that you're not sure that you are powerful. But for those of you, if that's not your story, that's totally fine. It's just about being aware of the impact you can have on other people. So you're actually able to heal people with the energy that you present. So people who are going through difficult times, perhaps you might be able to heal, give them comfort with your words, but perhaps it's just about turning out. Often with people who are going through struggles and challenges, the best thing you can do is just listen and to be there for them. You don't actually need to solve the problem for them. They need to feel support. So it's a reminder of the power that we have to help other people. And there's all sorts of ways that we do that. Giving blood, that's one thing, last week here in Australia was National Blood Donor Week. That's one way that you can have an impact on people. There's all sorts of things you can do. Talking to your neighbours. I think we're all at times, we all feel like we're all alone, and that's not the case at all. So I think we could all do a better job of looking after each other and to support each other and be part of a community. So there's lots of different meanings on that, and you'll take from it what's most relevant for you, and trust your intuition on that. So looking forward to Thursday the 23rd of June, which here in the Southern Hemisphere is the shortest day, and I think in the Northern Hemisphere is your longest day. I'm not sure if it works in polar opposites like that. But anyway, it's very encouraging for us because it means we're halfway through the dark period. Thursday, third eye chakra. So everybody knows about the third eye as being like your source of intuition, or your extrasensory perception and all that sort of thing. And I really love the imagery on this card, by the way. It's so beautiful. So for people who, well, everybody has intuition. You all do. Sometimes you'll know who's calling before you even look at your caller ID. You might have a song in your mind that you haven't heard for years and years, and then you turn on the radio and there it is. So we all have an ability to do that, and your psychic muscle is like any muscle in your body. You go to the gym and you stretch out your hamstrings, they're going to become more flexible and more strong. You have to exercise your psychic muscle if you want to be better at channeling your intuition. That doesn't mean you're going to be able to predict the lotto results. A lot of people, when I talk about the sort of work I do, well, not a lot of people, but occasionally people will ask me things like, so can you predict the lottery numbers? It doesn't really work like that. It doesn't mean you can look into the future and see everything that's going to happen. It just means that you can tune into the divine and get messages that are helpful for you. And we're never given more information than what we need. So your intuition is something that you can use in your daily life to make decisions, to get guidance. It's really just, it's like, I always think of the angels as being like, I talk about them as being like my spiritual squad, but they're like, your elder brothers and sisters are there to help you and give you guidance. They're a great source of support and advice. So this is a reminder that you have the ability to tune into that if you want to, but also it's just a general message to trust your intuition, which obviously comes up in just about every single reading I do, because your intuition is your best source of guidance. So obviously when you're making a decision, you will want to think about it and get lots of advice from other people, but ultimately it's your intuition that you need to trust the most. And sometimes it will give you a message that seems contrary to what other people are saying, or that just doesn't seem quite sensible, but it's difficult, but you need to trust it anyway. your gut instinct is always right. So if you want some help tuning into your intuition, there are a few exercises you can do. So email me if you want more information about that. But all you really need to know is to get better at listening to that voice. And it's your intuition. Sometimes people say, I can't tell what's the voice of my intuition and what's just my imagination or what's just my mind, making stuff up, basically. And the answer is your intuition will always speak in a loving way. So if you've got a voice saying, don't do that, you idiot, that's not your intuition. Your intuition will never speak to you like that and call you names or demean you or say, you can't do that. It will speak in loving ways, and it's usually quite gentle. Even if it's giving you a warning about who you can't trust, it will always do it in a gentle way. It will never say that person's a bad person. It will say, just be careful here. Maybe think that through. It will give you a warning. So it's a gentle voice, and it might not sound like an actual voice. For me, it's more of a feeling that you get about what you can trust and what's a good course of action for you. Now Friday, one jumps out already. You're a leader, and Joan of Arc, who is a saint that, I've blocked my face again, who is a saint that everybody knows, so regardless of whether you were brought up in a religious upbringing. So we all know that she was very young and displayed extraordinary leadership and followed her truth to stand up for people and what she believed in. And so there's obvious messages in there for all of us. Now, we all have leadership abilities. Sometimes we tend to think of leadership as a really negative thing. We think of it as something that corrupts, and it's something that is quite damaging. That's not the case. Leadership, well, it doesn't have to be the case. For some people it is if they're not using their leadership in the right way. Leadership is actually what you do to help people. So you're a leader, even if you're not. Leadership is not about influencing people. That's what I'm trying to say. So you don't need to tell people what to do. You don't need to boss them around. That's not leadership. That's control. Leadership is about, first and foremost, honouring what's true for you and living your best life. That means you're an example and a role model to other people. That is leadership. You're not telling them this is a good way to live. This is a way to live with love and light. You're just doing it, and that does inspire other people. And it creates a good sort of energy around you as well that is helpful to people. So that might resonate with you, that particular example. But also, if you're in a situation where things are not going well and you can see a better way to do it, this will be a prod from the universe for you to stand up and do something about that. Now, again, that does not mean telling people what to do, but there is always a way. And last weekend, actually, we got Speak Your Truth. There's always a way to use your words and to use your actions with kindness and love to help people without doing that in a dominating way. So ask your intuition on what you need to do about that. It really relates to whatever circumstance you're facing at the moment. But don't forget, in just about every situation we face, there's an opportunity for us to be leaders and to display great leadership. So kind of a mixed bag this week. There's no strong themes that are standing out. We've got self-care for Monday, shielding yourself and being aware of where you're picking up other people's energies and other people's stuff. Helping people, I guess, being a healer. So maybe there's a message, a common theme there, I suppose, with the leadership one at the end. Trusting your intuition and showing leadership. So that's this week. A lot of different stuff coming up for people, and of course, as always, you will need to trust your intuition and what is the right message for you. The difficulty for me is that these cards have multiple meanings, and I will try and give an overview, but normally the angels are prompting me as to what is the message that the majority of people need to hear. But if you see something and it just doesn't really resonate with you, just sit with it. You might find that later on it becomes clear, or you'll probably find what it means to you, and that can be a skill, learning to trust your intuition. But you will find it's not something that you learn, it's something that is already within you. You've just got to bring it to the fore. And of course, as I said, the more you practice it, the easier that becomes. So as always, contact me on social media if you have any questions. My Instagram is @OneGroundedAngel, And my Facebook page is called One Grounded Angel, and my blog is onegroundedangel.com. I'm still running that promotion on Instagram for a free personal angel card reading that runs until the 29th of June Australian time, AEST, until midnight. So get in your entries if you are keen to win that. All you have to do is be an Instagram follower. So when you email me to enter, make sure you tell me your Instagram handle. That's it. Thank you so much for watching as always. Really appreciate your support. I'm sending you lots of love and light for a wonderful week, and look forward to chatting with you again and helping you next weekend with what's going to come up for the following week. Have an amazing week.